Why? High win rates keep you broke in trading. Wow, I've had so many comments on this, and so many people don't seem to understand why high win rates keep you broke in trading. I've been doing this for 34 years. I didn't start this yesterday, and I got the aha moment many years ago that it's time in the market that makes you the money. But if you want to trade, how are you going to trade if you can't time the market? If charts can't predict the future, if you can't predict the future, how are you going to trade the market? And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Rob. For those of you who do know me, I'm still Rob. It's Coffee with Rob. Let's get to it. A little bit of a strange one today. I just need to have a heart-to-heart with you guys and a little bit of a chat. Too many people out there commenting saying, the market's not 50-50, I've got a win rate.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
There was once a trader named Jason. He had it all. Multiple monitors, a perfect setup, and a strategy that gave him a 90% win rate. Every day he'd post his winning trades online, showing off small profits over and over again. People thought he was a genius. But there was one problem. Jason was broke. You see, Jason's trades looked impressive on the surface. He'd win 9 out of 10 trades, small, quick gains that made him feel unstoppable. But then came trade number 10. That one loser would wipe out everything he made in a week, sometimes in a month. Here's the trap Jason and so many traders fall into. They chase high win rates, thinking that more wins mean more money. But in trading, it's not about how often you win. It's about how much you win when you're right, and how little you lose when you're wrong. Jason risked $100 to make $10. That's a 1.01 risk to reward ratio. So every time he lost once, it erased 10 wins. That's the silent killer of trading accounts. The illusion of success. Eventually, Jason couldn't handle the emotional roller coaster. He'd string together a streak of wins, build confidence, and then one bad trade would send him spiraling. He'd revenge trade, double his size, and the pattern would repeat. It wasn't that Jason was a bad trader. He was just measuring success the wrong way. One day, Jason flipped the script. He stopped caring about win rate and started focusing on risk to reward. He began risking $1 to make $3. Now, he could lose 7 out of 10 trades and still walk away profitable. That's when he realized it's not about being right often. It's about being profitable when you are. So if you're obsessed with your win rate, remember, Jason, high win rates can make your ego rich, but your trading account poor. Focus on risk management, reward ratios, and emotional discipline, because that's what keeps you in the game.
Charts. We've got to use the charts because the charts are what make you the money. You said don't use the charts, and then you said use the charts, and all this rubbish that's coming out. And I can see that there's a lack of understanding, and that's all it is. You just don't get it. And at the end of the day, all it's about is you've got to take the charts and not put them in the dustbin. We need to use the charts. Don't be a fool. We need to use the charts on a regular basis because what the charts do is they allow you to manage that trade. They allow you to take that trade. They allow you to figure out a way to get into a trade. And of course, deep down in the heart, you feel like you've made a good positive trade and it's going to go in your favor. So that's what you use the charts for. Can charts predict the future? No, they can't. How many times do I have to tell you? Charts cannot predict the future. Well, charts, what are charts for? What are charts for in the market? Come on, let me tell you what charts are for in the market. They're there so that you can look at what happened in the past, and in all likelihood it'll probably happen again in the future because it's human beings, and human beings are creatures of habit. Everything in the charts is about human beings. It's not about little squiggly lines and bars and things like that. It's about human beings in the market what are trading, and they're trading based on what they feel is right and what you feel is wrong, or what you feel is right and what they feel is wrong. It's a market. It's a buy and sell market. When you're selling your stock and you want to sell it out there and you want to click that button, it's a bit like having a business. And you go down to that business and you stand outside the door and you put a for sale sign, you say, sale, 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 I'm selling this for $9.99, people come in and buy it. That's the same as you selling your stock on the open market. It's a human being that's buying it from you, not a bot, not a robot, not an AI, not some mathematical equation. When will you get this? And 50-50. Now, let me try and explain 50-50 to you. Do you know a 60% trader, if a trader is making 6 trades out of 10 and being successful with it, trading properly, in other words, having a proper plan, proper target, proper stop loss, proper everything, reaching those targets and making money on that kind of win rate, you're literally dealing with one of the best traders around, one of the top traders. Most traders get less than 50-50, and if you're a 50-50 trader, you're doing extremely well. Those traders who think that they've got this insane win rate and they're winning 9 trades out of 10, 8 trades out of 10, 7 trades out of 10, those guys are fooling themselves. They're making fools of themselves by even commenting about it, because at the end of the day, it's easy to be an 8 out of 10 trader, to have an 80% win rate. If I'm making $10 per trade in every win and I'm losing $100 on the 9th trade, it's kind of puts me in a loss, doesn't it? Doesn't exactly put me in a win. Why? You know, it's very logical to think, and we've all been there. All traders have done it. Every single trader's done this. Looked at the market and thought, if I win more trades than I lose, then surely I'm going to win. And then not think about anything else, not have any kind of plan, not have any kind of strategy. Even if you change your stop loss on every single trade, do you know you're going to lose? You're actually going to lose, because you know what you're going to do? You're going to pick a higher stop loss, a bigger amount, and take bigger trades on the ones that you think you know that's for sure going to work. And then the ones that you feel a little bit iffy about, those trades, you're going to be like, ooh, I don't like trading the S&P 500, so I think I'll trade less on that than I do on the NASDAQ. So I'm going to have a lesser trade on that and a smaller stop loss and whatnot. You know, the one that's going to win is the one that you were scared of. That's the one that's going to make all the money at the end of the day. So you're going to make $200 on that one and lose $5,000 on the one that you thought was the best trade in the world. That's always going to happen as well. So if you can't keep the loss the same, if you can't keep the trading sizes the same, if you can't keep the account sizes the same, you're not going to make a profit. So for those of you who don't know my strategy, please go and watch my other videos and watch the strategy. The strategy is normally at the end of the video. There's so many guys out there that are not watching the whole video and then throwing a stupid comment out. If you want to throw a comment out, please make it intelligent. Please make it something like a question or something we can talk about. Silly comments and cynical comments, they just don't work. If you're not into trading, if you're just looking for a shiny new tool every time you watch the video, you're going to lose money. You need to understand that the market is 50-50. And I know you don't want to hear it, and this is where the big problem comes in, I think. Too many people don't want to hear that it's difficult to make money in the market, that you can't make money easily in the market, that the market's 50-50. You don't want to hear that charts don't have a predictive capability. You don't want to hear that a win rate can't make you money. You just don't want to hear it. So you're going to keep on searching through YouTube and through other channels to try and find that magic pull that you're just never going to find. That magic pull, my China, it just doesn't exist. It isn't there. There are no magic pulls in the market. The first thing you have to learn in the market is the only real way to make money is time in the market. And you cannot time the market. You can only have time in the market. So if you are investing and you're leaving your stuff there for 30 years, you're going to make money. But if you want to trade and you want to leverage trade and you want to try and time the market, you're going to fail. But unless you have a strategy and a business plan, and I always give you the strategy and the business plan, and it's so simple. And it's just make more on your wins and lose less on your losses, keep your losses the same, and have a structure to your account. It's so easy. I'm not going to go over it in this video, and I'm not going to go mad with it because you guys have watched it all before. And for those of you who support the channel, I thank you immensely, and I'm so glad that you're here and learning and picking something up. Because there are a lot of people out there that seem to think they know it all, but they're not making any money. Why are you watching my video if you know it all? If you think you know it all, or if you're just looking for that magic pull? Because I don't have a magic pull for you. I don't keep magic pulls in my side or in my pocket or in my bag. I'm sorry, I don't have them. The only magic pull you can find is those guys out there with Lamborghinis and Ferraris and money falling out the sky. If someone tells you they made $150,000 today on the market, they didn't do it with $1,000. They would have had $500,000 in the account in the first place to make that $150,000, or they would have lost the $150,000. Either way, whatever they're saying, they're not doing it from a point of view if you've only got $10,000 or $1,000. You see those kind of figures and your eyes get all big and you think, oh, I'm going to make loads of money here. And you go rushing into the market and you go and put trades in thinking you're going to make $150,000. And that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The market is 50-50 based on a simple strategy. And that is charts cannot predict the future. Your edge is based on your strategy. And if you do get the fundamentals right, and you do get your charting right, you've got to make sure that you're going to hit those targets for it to go in your favor. Every time you take a trade, no matter what, nothing can tell you what's going to happen next. There's always the chance that you're going to lose on that trade, which is what makes it 50-50. You know, you go and pick a trade on the charts because you think it's going to win. You think you've got an edge. You think you've got a system. But did you know that every single trader in the market, every single institutional trader and retail trader, and you know that retail traders make up a tiny portion of the market, every single one of them has got a system, their own system which works for them. System that they got off the internet, or just any system, and they all work. Every single system works, but just in a different way. But what the systems are all based on is it's a line in the sand saying you can take your trade here, you can manage your risk, and you can target a profit. That's all a system is. That's all it's about. But your system might be different to my system, so you'll call a buy and I'll call a sell. That's about as good as it gets. And that's what makes it 50-50. Because you're trading against other human beings. You're not trading against lines. Lines are not calling the market. Candles are not calling the market. What's calling the market is real human beings that are buying or selling their stock. The market is insanely risky. Most traders lose money. Did you know that just on leverage trading, on normal swing trading and position trading, 75% of traders lose money, without a doubt. And I know you think you're going to be part of the 25% because we all do. Did you know that on the 5-minute charts and the 1-minute charts and even the 15-minute charts, they did an exercise that proved that 99% of traders will actually lose money. Now, the only code, I had a comment the other day that I must change my title because the title is misleading, because I said that I found the cheat code to trading. But I did. I'm not lying, I did. I gave it to you. It's the strategy, the simple strategy of making more on your wins, losing less on your losses. It's a simple cheat code. It's the easiest thing in the world once you learn that those charts don't mean anything. You don't have to draw any lines on the charts. You don't have to have any indicators on the charts. In fact, you can throw a dart at the chart and say buy or sell and pick whichever way you're going to go. You can toss a coin and decide if you're going to buy or sell. But the important part is to manage the trade. And if you can manage the trade, then you're going to make money in the markets. That's how you do it at the end of the day. Most of my profits come from 1 or 2 trades through the year which do gargantuanly well, and the rest which reach target. And then there's a 60% loss rate, and in there there'll be small wins. Why is there small wins in my trading? Because I use my stop loss and I follow it up behind the wins, and sometimes it comes back and takes those stop losses out for small, little, tiny little wins. And that also falls into the losses category, so that goes down into the bad side. So then I sit with a 40% win rate, but the win rate is huge profits and the loss rate is tiny losses. That's what makes the difference. I don't dollar cost average. I don't move my stop loss away in validation area. I move my profit away and I follow my profits up, but never my losing side. I don't have to watch hundreds of people's videos to find the magic pull. I don't need a magic pull. I found the magic pull years ago and it works for me. So it's totally up to you. I don't care whether you use my system or not. I would like for you to be successful, whoever you are. I'd like for you to make money, whoever you are. but I really don't care whether you think I'm right or wrong. At the end of the day, that's meaningless to me. What means a lot to me is for those of you who pick up something from it, who use it and become successful from it, that means more to me than you worrying about whether I'm right or wrong. I really don't care whether you think I'm right or wrong. End of the day, I know I'm right. I've seen it all before. I've done it all before. And really, guys, if you don't believe the market's 50-50, if you don't believe charts can't predict the future, if you don't believe that you can't predict the future, then you're in the wrong place. Probably going to look back on this one day and think, probably should have listened. But yeah, that's up to you. But on that note, thanks for watching. That's my rant for today. And I thought I'd just go over that with you. We need to have a chat about this because I'm really getting tired of all these people that just don't seem to grasp it, and they seem to be upset about the fact that you're giving them the facts that you're not going to make that money. Look, guys, join the members area for those of you who want to trade of the day and that sort of thing. And also, if you've watched the video this far, don't forget to subscribe. It might be of interest to you. For those of you who are interested in this type of thing, for those of you interested in learning how to trade, please join us for the live shows as well, where I go over a unit every single time to try and help you guys forward and try and help you learn something and try and bring you up in the market and try and make you some dosh. Thanks for watching. Make lots of money. Till the next one. Cheers, ciao, and bye.